Thanks for tuning into our seller interview series. Up to date, we've got an Adsense, Amazon associate, and affiliate business for sale in the lifestyle niche. Now, this business was created in July 2014, and the business makes $2,801 per month in net profit. And the listing number for this business is 40781. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the sites they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, Gabriel.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Before we dive into the questions here, just to give a quick summary of the business for everyone out there listening in. As I mentioned, it was built in July 2014, has a monthly revenue of $3,038 with expenses sitting at $238 for that total net profit of $2,801. Now, that is over a 6-month average. And with the sell, this business includes the main domain plus 6 redirected ones, as well as the site files and an exported email list of 12,600 subscribers, along with the Pinterest and Facebook account with the business. So with that said, Gabriel, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses? Is this kind of your first one, or is it one of many?
Yeah, actually, it's an interesting story because in the past I was always chasing from a dream job, and basically I'm a gamer, and my first online job was doing online marketing for a global video game publisher, and I just got so excited to this online world, and later on I established my first online marketing agency with my brother, where we were helping out clients with different online marketing activities like SEO, AdWords, and social media account management. And basically a few years later, I read the book 4-Hour Workweek. Actually, this really changed the game. Yeah, it's a great book and just changed the game. And I decided that I want to have these kinds of lifestyles. So in 2000, I started to build my first websites.
Awesome. Was this one of those first websites?
One of those first. Basically, it was the third website which became successful. But before that, it was really hard to build a profitable one. So I had like more than 20 ideas and just started to work on websites, and very few of them got successful. But the ratio nowadays, it's pretty different. So
I understand that. So how did you come up with the idea for this business in particular, this site in particular? Was it something more along the lines of doing competitor research where you found easy keywords to go after, or was it a niche you were someone interested in?
Yeah, it's a combination of all of these. So basically, I had many business ideas when I started out. So I went ahead, do some keyword research and some business analytics. I was analyzing for weeks. I was creating like a lot of Excel files to see that which business is the best one for me. So there were basically points which I wanted to follow. So actually, the biggest point I was looking for is consistency. So I didn't want to run a business where, let's say, it's like a summer topic, then I have traffic for 3 months and there will be like no visitors for the rest of the year. So basically my idea was to find a niche with a high volume of searches for keywords and which has a consistent traffic throughout the year.
Excellent. Now, obviously, we understand how this business is making money, but for those out there listening in, maybe they're not familiar with AdSense, and maybe they're not fully familiar with online business in general. They could be looking at this as kind of their first purchase. Could you just briefly describe how this business is making money? Maybe just like a couple sentences.
Yeah, sure. So the idea behind this business is that we produce great content. Basically, we do some on-page SEO. So basically, we tweak the site that it should attract organic traffic. And we place different kinds of advertisements on our sites, which we are paid for.
I think that's a pretty accurate statement there. So why are you selling the business? Why not keep it and grow it?
I got really busy in the recent months, and I thought it would be better for me to offload some of my assets.
So you plan to offload some of your assets, this being one of them, so you can focus on other opportunity. That makes sense. What's the plan for after the sale? Are you going to use the money here to invest into these other websites? Are you looking to take maybe like a mini vacation, something along those lines?
I would definitely invest in other websites because I really love what I do and I see so much possibilities in this web business. So I would definitely invest into my current websites and maybe starting a few more.
Awesome, man. That sounds great. When you first started this business, what was the trajectory of it? Did you find all the content up there and the ads and stuff like that? that you were getting clicks and making money pretty quickly, or did it take a while to kind of build up that traffic?
It took a while. So, as you said, starting in 2014, and I was getting traffic after like 4 or 5 months. So, basically, I needed to crack the code how this site's working, how can I attract visitors, how can I monetize those visitors. So, basically, when the first visitors started to come in, I was really focusing on keep growing the site.
Is there anything you learned from this business in particular that you're going to be applying to your future sites, or maybe sites you have right now? Maybe some you've already applied. Just one thing you did from this site that worked really well for you.
When you start your websites, you need to crack the code. You need to know what tasks you should do regularly and what tasks you just shouldn't bother at all. So basically what I learned that you need to do lots of testing and find the right recipe. And once you know this, step by step, you just need to follow and you'll be successful with it.
Great advice right there. Is there anything on the flip side here, maybe something you did that you wish you hadn't done that didn't work for you?
I was wasting like too much time on social at the first. So basically what I realized that, for example, for Facebook, you need to spend a lot of money to have a big of an audience. So basically, if I would start a business right now, I wouldn't focus on that at all.
You wouldn't focus on social media at all.
I would focus on social media, but not on Facebook, because like Facebook works in a way that you need to spend a lot of money to get on board. And I think that which was the most profitable for me to go for like high volume keywords and tweak the sites in a way to attract organic traffic. And actually doing social media was like kicker to that.
So you prefer a venue like Pinterest then?
Yes, I prefer Pinterest because it's easy to manage. You don't have to put that much time into that, and it provides really stable traffic.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the things I also personally really like about Pinterest. I don't exactly understand how the traffic comes there, but it does seem to be much more consistent on a kind of hands-off approach than say like Facebook or Twitter or something along those lines. So I definitely agree with you there. When it comes to your earnings here, you have about three different revenue streams, it sounds like. So you have the AdSense, you have the Amazon affiliate, and also your traditional affiliate. Which one is the biggest earner for you, or do all three of them earn about the same for the site?
The monetization is pretty much diversified, so I don't rely on only one income source. I'm running this model because I've been doing a lot of testing. So basically, I tried out nearly all the native ads providers, like more than 30 of them. And basically, I was making a good combination that which kinds of monetization method gets the most profit out of this site. So it was like months of testing to achieve these kinds of profits.
Testing all the display ads and affiliate links and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, just approach one provider of ads, try them for a few months, then I switched to the different one. So, and I was monitoring all the CPMs and all the metrics which were involved in this. And after a few months, I could decide that these monetization methods are working the best on my site, and I just kept those. So I already done lots of testing for the future buyers. So this current monetization method is one of the best I can think of right now.
Do you find that the earnings stay pretty stable month after month, or is there some seasonality fluctuation there?
Yeah, as you can see the attached files, the earnings are pretty stable because when the traffic is stable, the monetization is stable as well.
Obviously, I'm assuming your site is very much content focused. How many pieces of content do you have on the site?
Right now, I have 120 articles on the site. Each of them are nearly 2,500 to 3,000 words. So
Wow,
there
that's
are like
good size.
pretty long articles, and that's one of the success factors of the site that usually the competition is not providing these huge contents. So that's the big deal. I was able to achieve really high rankings.
Yeah, definitely. I'm assuming you are kind of more passive with this now, but when you were building the site, how much pieces of content were you adding on a monthly basis? And are you currently still adding pieces of content?
Yeah, sure. So at the beginning, we were producing more content, but right now, what we do is basically we add one content every week. It requires like a 4 hour of work per week. So basically, that's it. One content per week is sufficient enough to keep the traffic stable.
Excellent. Now, let's pretend here for a second that you were going to keep the site and you did want to grow it. What would you focus on that would be the least risky path for you to grow the business?
Actually, there are many possibilities for the future. There are many keywords which receive like 100,000 searches per month, and those topics are not yet covered. So I would definitely focus on those to grow the site. And actually, we can expand the types of article we are producing right now. So I would add content on a bit different topic, which are still connecting to the current niche.
Now, on the flip side here, is there anything you would do that is different if you were incredibly risky, you just kind of threw caution to the wind and you wanted to grow the website as fast as possible?
I don't believe in that. So I believe in slow and stable growth. So as you can see in, I don't know if the other guys can see the analytics, but the growth of the visitors was really, really slow and stable, and it's stable since then. So I just wouldn't do any risky things like aggressive link buildings or buying traffic from suspicious spaces because it's not recommended.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not even worth it. So I agree with you there. Slow and steady, especially in sites like these, definitely win the race. When it does come to risk, though, and we kind of just mentioned one, shady link building practices, but what do you think the biggest risk is to a site like this that a buyer should be aware of?
There are basically not many risks involved. So right now, according to the traffic metrics, the 70% of the traffic is coming from Google Organic. So basically, that could be that kind of risk. But if you see the previous data, when you add content and you manage the site properly, there shouldn't be really big problems. Also, the big deal is regarding the monetization, that it's really diversified. So it's like you're not really relying on only one monetization method there.
Yeah, definitely. It is cool to see a site like this with a little bit more diversification. It's not something you see often with when it comes to how it is monetized. When it comes to what you're doing currently, you mentioned you're doing one article per week. Are you doing anything else right now to maintain the site, maybe like on a weekly or monthly basis?
So to maintain the site, you need like 4 hours of work every week, which covers the content production basically, and some social media maintenance, which really involves only Pinterest pinning. So basically, you create the content and go to Pinterest and pin the images, and that's all basically.
Are you writing the content yourself?
No, it's actually outsourced.
It's outsourced.
Yeah, it's outsourced, but we have all the briefs and everything. So if the new buyer wants to continue the same process, we will provide like all the materials which we used before, all the templates and everything.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Now, moving to some wrap up questions here. Would you be willing to sign a non compete saying if a buyer buys this site that you're not going to go and just create a brand new site just like this one?
Yeah, definitely. It wouldn't be fair to the buyer to do this. So I would be gladly signing this kind of agreement.
How much support would you be willing to offer a buyer?
I can provide 1 month of email and Skype support, but actually it's really easy to operate this website because when the time's coming, we'll be providing really simple step-by-step instructions what the new buyer needs to, how to maintain the content, the traffic, and basically everything. It's the site's running on WordPress. It's really easy to manage. And basically the process of creating a new content is really straightforward. So like it's not like any special skills needs to be involved. There is like no special software in the background to learn.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, the best case scenario here for you and for Empire Flippers is someone comes in and buys this business at full list price. But with that said, would you at all be open to some kind of split or earn out, say 70% upfront, 30% on closing, or maybe 80% upfront and 20% after some kind of training period has passed? Would you at all be open to something like that?
Yeah, I'll be really open to the latter one, that 80% in front and 20% after the closing.
More is always better.
Yeah.
Definitely. Before I ask you my final question here, Gabriel, just to give a quick summary of the business again for everyone out there listening in. This business was built in July 2014, has a monthly revenue of $3,038 with expenses sitting at $238, the total net profit of $2,801. That is over a 6-month average. And the assets included with the sell, obviously the main domain, as well as 6 redirected domains, the site files, the exported email list of 12,600 subscribers, as well as the Pinterest and Facebook account. So, all that being said, my final question for you, Gabriel, is what is your best pitch in 30 seconds or less on why someone should purchase this business?
Yeah, so this website has a stable history of earning with consistent traffic throughout the year with a limited effort. It's really easy to run this business. It requires only 4 hours per week to keep the current traffic. And this kind of work can be fully outsourced if you don't want to do it yourself. The site was built in a sense to maximize profits. And so basically means that the monetization is really diversified, so you don't need to worry about income problems. I will also provide the simple step-by-step instructions for the buyer how to run the website and also provide concrete action points how to grow the business and how to increase the profits for the future.
That is great. So you'll also be providing ways for them to scale the site or expand it into becoming a bigger site, more or less.
Yes.
That would be great. One thing I really like about this site as well is with these kind of sites, it is fairly hands off. So, as you mentioned, about 3-4 hours per week. So, it's definitely a pretty great purchase, especially for someone out there who is a portfolio Paul or maybe even a newbie norm kind of people person, because the monetization strategies here are pretty easy to wrap your head around. AdSense, Amazon affiliate, all that good stuff. For everyone out there, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want more information, the link will be below the video that will take you to our marketplace listing. Now, if you're watching this on the actual listing page and you want more information, you can become a depositor today. All you have to do is click the button, make a deposit, and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. So, Gabriel, thank you so much for coming on, man. It was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for the call.